Hey Ludos fans, it's Mikethepenguinn again with another Monday Arcade, this time with the game Trials Evolution. For those of you who ever played the original Trials HD, I know I did. It surprised a lot of people with how simple it was, but how fun it was. Trials Evolution comes back, it's got a bunch more customization stuff. It's not a whole game changer or anything, but you can change parts on your bike and change the color of it, and just mess around and make it your own. You can change parts of your own person, such as the clothes and the helmet and the pants and whatever, and gloves, and just make it your own personal rider. Even though, like I said, there's not a ton of different stuff, it's definitely enough to keep you fresh and make it something that you'd want to be using over and over again. The maps in this game, some of them can be normal and just plain in the beginning, and then there's some other maps that just really go over the top and it's just crazy. The way that you gotta get around it, you'll be doing back flips and front flips and loop-de-loops and rocketed whatever, and there's a ton of craziness to it, and there's just a lot of cool different maps. They have parts where the perspective will change around, and there's the trick maps too, where you actually have to take your time and try and get up the maps, and it's really interesting how they came up with some of the ideas for these maps. They're just way above my own scope of how to do stuff. There's also the create your own map mode and editor, which for console games, at least the Xbox especially, there hasn't been like a really good editor such as what's in this game, except for when like the Halo stuff came out with their editors. But there's a ton of cool maps. They've got explosions going around in the background. They've got a bunch of different stuff going on, and the music in this game also is really phenomenal. It's a lot of hard rock stuff, but it keeps you like pumped up and going, and it fits with the game perfectly. There's just nothing that really makes this game sort of a bad or let down or anything. There's constant stuff that's just like blowing up and moving and changing the way that the map goes and causes you to have to realize, oh, this just fell down, I need to go that way. The resets are really handy and they work really flawlessly. There's trick stuff like going over a giant wall and having to get around places, jumping over exploding barrels, and then some of the ending things can be really just hectic and crazy and just flamboyant in how it goes and blows stuff up. There's a bunch of little mini game stuff that you can do also of various different types. If you use the map editor, you can like create your own and have your own crazy little thing. But like some, like the one that's going right now, where you have to try and get as far as you can with a limited amount of gas and just try and get there and beat everybody else's score. The competitiveness in this game is really fun when you first get it, especially if you have friends that get the game too, because they'll just go and beat your score and then you'll go back and have to try and beat their score. There's not just motorcycle type games, there's other games where you can play as like a ball that rolls around and a UFO and fly and try and land on these points. But there's tons of different stuff that you can do, tons of stuff that you can come back to or download later, because people are constantly making maps. You can go to the Track Central and get maps and play them. There's one that I picked up that is like Portal. If you played the game Portal, I'll be doing a Monday Arcade video on Portal at some point. I know it. But the way that people make these maps is just awesome. How you've got like, hey, there's the orange portal, and then you fall in it and pop out the blue portal. Things that really reference other games. Someone made an alien map where it's like you're going through just a shooter and fighting off aliens. It's really crazy how people can make a lot of this stuff. But it's really impressive and really cool, and if you get the game, you can make that stuff too. There's a Jetfall game, which, if you've played Happy Wheels or other stuff, I know that there's a lot of different games that have a type of Jetfall in it, and a lot of like free computer games online that have types of games, but the amount of maps that people have created are just outstanding, and you can pick them up for free and download them and play them, and it's a lot of fun. There's also other game modes. There's multiplayer, where you can jump in and play against up to 3 other people on the same map at the same time and try and get through it and beat them. Some of the maps you get to choose between 2 maps at the beginning. You can play anywhere from 2 to 3 maps in a set. There's tournament modes and stuff, but yeah, you can choose the maps anywhere from an easy or beginner map all the way to a hard or extreme map, whatever pops up. But there's just so much stuff that you can do to keep this game going for you, and it's just such a simple concept of just press the gas to go and use the brake and lean forward and lean back. It's such a simple game, but it's such a very addicting and fun game to pick up and play. I highly recommend this game. Loads of fun. Even later, coming back to it, you can download new maps because you know people are going to be making stuff, and just get right back to it. But if you like this video, if you like this game, pick up the game. But go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the Ludos channel, subscribe to my channel at www.youtube.com/MikeThePenguinn, and I will be back next week for more Monday Arcade. Thank you.